Shatta, we got 620. If you get even 10,000 in the next 10 minutes, we're mamo. I'm about 6. My bomb however, so 535 maximum. Let's see if even you can cross 10,000. And by the end of this life, let's see if you can raise that 30,000 for Bastard Boys.
Shatta movement. You know, I trust you so much. Don't disappoint me. Show dog God's miracle. Let dog see that God is alive. Mumma dog who say, baby, I hope I know what me fee. What's my say? I pretend to dog. I say before 5:35, then we have 10,000 Ghana cedi. It's no joke, dog. It's no joke. I'm telling you something. Danny,
you TV for how?
0541233322. Let's go. Let's go. We have 3,000 more to make it 10,000. We have 3,000 more to make it 10,000. No, where the thing has got to do? It's 3,000 more to make it 10,000.
You know what, SM fans, what we are doing here, we want you to prove that my boss, our impact to society in this one.
Let's
Shatta,
go.
the one was say.
Before you jam me. Before you jam me, I jam because I didn't know where people. No, before I jam me. No, before I jam me. Before I jam me. I need one hard fan to just say, brah.
You know what? For at the end of the year, indirectly, no, oh, yeah, my Bastard Boys.
Yes, we are doing it for the Bastard Boys.
Indirectly, it is for the Bastard Boys.
No, you can do 5:35.
No, 29.
Danny, the lady has sent again. We have 10,000, 529. Don't clap for me. Don't clap for me. Don't clap for me. No, I ain't saying this. No, let me say this. Let's say this.
What?
Shatta, I love you, man. Dog, I'm telling you something. Dog, you see this country, forget anybody that says he's the leader and he's the whatever. The youth, they need somebody to motivate them. And that is what I'm doing, dog. That is what I'm doing, dog. People have to just understand that. You see, I'm 5:35 and do 5:35, dog. We have 10,000 Ghana cedi.
20,000 more to go.
Let's raise. Yeah, I mean, my dad is like a politician. He was in the NDC government.
Hey, Shatta, na de obi ensam so. Yante da.
Like, my classmates, and me per se, I grew up partly in London and in Ghana, because at the age of 13, my dad took, us to London, and I went to London again, like at age 17, I think, and when it was my 19th birthday to, recall London. So, I was having this tight bond with my dad, and my dad is a very spiritual person. Even though he was in politics, he was always talking about God. So, many questions that Mita Bisan said, Daddy, how do you make money? Daddy, how do you be yourself? Daddy, how do you, stand on your feet and say, I'm buying this house, I'm doing this? Because my dad was doing all those things. The best cars, that I was seeing my dad drive, the current cars, baby, and will be, So, and it was my dad that gave me a realization of myself. One thing that people don't know about Shatta Wale is that I've really studied about me, your friend Junior, Charles Mensah. I've really studied about Junior. I call myself Junior most of the times. And that study came from astrology. Astrology is a study of, the stars and, the, universe. So my dad is one teacher that taught me much about astrology. For instance, one time my mother was like, already occult books, and I didn't like that statement. And because my mother, didn't understand why my dad was really reading astrology books. And my dad explained to me that in the olden days when Jesus Christ was born, there were these 3 wise men that saw a star. And from that direction where they saw the star, they knew that a great person was born. So those men in the Bible are not 3 wise men. And he even made a joke out of it. Said that Ben Amon say actual 3 wise men company and not 3 wise men store and not 3 wise men pure water industries. So it's because people lack to educate themselves, so they fail to research about who they are. And that's what he told me. So it went deep into my brain. Said no, that means like the same way people go and study archaeology, history, brings a whole lot of things. Well, I think that's a good question. It's an American. When I finish, like my dad and mom are already broken up. So me try and say, me never people back because now my mommy, no need to and say, I wanted my dad to just like further my education for me. I went to my dad, things didn't work well, so I found out my dad wanted to marry another woman. Not Phyllis said me mommy too much, because I was trying to bring my mom. So bringing that woman in the house, my dad started fighting me, unnecessarily, but today, I forgive him because he's my guide and everything in life. So we never forget his answer. He fought me in the house like severally. Maybe I said bottle BC Akrana, Rebecca so junior for bottle they were Becca Sano. One time the thing that made me leave home was my stepmother Becca Chem said, Minko, yeah, be of you. And me, now I walk around my station dogs with you. So me na make from cage mo waste being in the so I've been cleaning them and stuff. So okay, chairman, I can just say me crama cage no so me we am baby they all see me all of a sudden I had to call my dad on the phone. And look, you see me, I'm so truthful and real. That is why people find me difficult. I know if my dad is even listening to this, he'll feel bad today.
Yeah, I was about to ask her, oh Papa, as someone who can. Honestly, you are real, Shatta.
Yes, because I tell my dad things like he knows, like I'm truthful, I don't lie. So me tell woman no phone so with them. Now me work compound, no sense bedroom no window no baby and me plan. Me tell so catch and say. What's say so if you are memon, it's a man a memon, yes, your country like so training sukaka. So say if you are memon, yes, make catch and crowd one feel me. So the way she was talking, I knew who my dad was. I know my dad would get angry, So I felt bad. So I was me with you now. Me realize Papa Befi, Papa Kika, hey Junior, and then now, my wife catch us on going to go see me na me say no power upon my son and me talk for gram so daddy see man can't no power upon my son me na me dana ga daddy me to me disrespect woman because woman no be fie no me won nuanom e ma wo fie o mu ndi woman e duane me pe na me di but say o tie na o tie de me kana me fie me fini fie dog so I felt bad so I was me wo fie no makuma ebo me realize Papa Befi, Papa Kika, hey Junior, and then now, my wife catch us on going to go see me na me say no power upon my son and me talk for gram so daddy. See man can't no power upon my son me na me dana ga daddy. Me to me disrespect woman because woman no be fie no. Me won nuanom e ma wo fie o mu ndi woman e duane me pe na me di. But say o tie na o tie de me kana me fie me fini fie dog. Okay, saying that I'm sorry, and I'm sorry. I'm so business question now. I'm 20. It's a story building, so I'm the only person that stays in the second floor. My place, my kitchen, a hall, so I went to my room. Dog, one papa baho, wabe boo, and wabe bodon, wabe dono. I used to have this man, many what them I mature, my lyrics, mature books, wabe boom, pano, me free feel. and when he was saying I was retaliating, I was telling that I won't leave this house. Don't put that fear in me. I'm not going to leave. And only me because I know. And I'm catching that. So Papa says if you are Papa fear. My dad told me that this is his house, but I should go and look for my house. When he said that, I sat on the ground quietly because I felt he spoke sense, he spoke wisdom to me. So I sat down quietly and he said I should make sure I leave the house. Once again, this was the first time so from my father's house said, don't worry, it's okay, let's go. I'll take care of you. I heard that voice. So I just watched the window, I made a voice no one. And he said, no, don't worry. And then before I free, I've had deja vu's like me to me home me only tower, now me get a bucket. Now me be me like so now me tell you if I me to now me if I me do now me kata me kaka. Now me home like me and me walk compound house. I me get a bucket ni nema. Fast forward, I didn't see me free feeling I found myself in one of my friend's house with a towel and a bucket. The deja vu I was having at home, I saw that same thing in a friend's compound. So I was like, okay, any nyami or guiding me or nyami. So that was when I left my dad's house. Hustled hard, stayed in Labari, Tema, Matina Shama, Matina Kumase, Bantama, your friend is saying Busheng, Ahunjo. Because that thing took me around. So all those things brought my hustle to the studio. One time, I shared Japanese man and on producing. Also, open my voice, Baba, song, and all those times, I was in my studios in here. So this was the first time I enter into a professional studio. And a man catch him say, they have a voice, and open song, and that was when I recorded Bandana. None of the wife free Japan. And so we produce your album, no man. Dog, through the process of
Shatta, you just met him. You just met.
Yes, now I'm down for being in the call studio. Something about I'm cutting a short.
Just met.
Yes, now I'm down for being in the call studio. Something about I'm cutting a short. So Madame for being an enemy call studio. I call it featuring, and I'm a share man. And to me, a feature new year, no man so me boy deal like open the way I'm to you, no so me a serious power, or person boy me. No so me has Kabia one home and I be me person pushing me. So now, me so better me because big man and see, most on show me. I'm a mentor for me. Okay, sign a contract at least. The me here na ebia if you kitu ebi ni car, meet me there around Seniama. So he said, oh, they were going to rent like a self compound for me. And give me a car. So me, my money pressure, because me already me that bunty, me that now for already. So I didn't want to give him pressure like that. So I producing him no. The mama go kumante. So on distribute, So I was happy, Sometimes I wake up and well to make us say, oh, what deal? They were making mommy produce a pressure in there. And I'm so in my bread, maybe I'm free, I'm a banner. Yeah, I'm offering no like my dad places my dad one thing my dad said over 6 months and son of madam phobia. It's a whole lot of struggles that I went through before I got to that studio point of like recording. What myself was when I left home, I didn't have a place to sleep instantly. It was a friend that took me to Labadi. I got a problem in Labadi, left Labadi, and all those problems. These are like problems that I wasn't wrong. You understand me? And in my life, from my parents' home, I have never been wrong till I got into like people, and people were behaving like my parents. So I sometimes say like, hey, my papa had a mistake with her, and I didn't also hear. So dog, all my life, all the problems I've gotten is what God is blessing me with, because God wants to show me to people. Say, "Unya nipa way, and I'll jano." Anka usu ni mwanka ene oni no nyina baby. So fast forward, this man pushed me, the songs were going, but after a year, 2 years, me no na hit it. I mean yasika. I was having this girl and that's so my no my girlfriend so. Let me cause I say okay. And I say me ask dia or this kaka ba na dia current. Until this kaka bi buy na me so me di buy na. Me current wo Blue Lagoon Sakama. Everybody that knows me in Dansoman and Sakama knows where I stayed in Sakama. Dog, it was an eyesore where I lived in Sakama. Because that was where I was telling people my cancer interview. I was living, dog, it was an eyesore where I lived in Sakama. Because that was where I was telling people my cancer interview. I was living with lizards in my room, frog, because it wasn't a proper baby, like Titidaya Yaja too. So this was a room that sometimes I'll be sleeping and frogs will enter the room, you know, because it wasn't a room that, you know, one time if you run on me bump when I say, only told Dana but I'm for be able to until a hundred and two years. And not that over 3 days and you could see cry because me call a and panko. So he told me that and panocra and I didn't dance so science. Hey, man, I don't know one can change that way. But I didn't feel bad about it. I was there and I kept telling my producer, say, sometimes DJ spray me, say me bosho, because bosho no man miska. In Kofa, like Yenny Momo in the industry, mommy features, me call man miska. An example is Makoko Matiba. On can say, somebody near man, like me, dogs. The challenges was too much that I spent 3 years to 4 years with this man. And I said, no, let me just go and see him and breach this contract so that I can move on with my life. That time, because I wasn't with my dad, I was connected with my mom more and stuff like that. So, my friend, mommy, I got your mom, so. So Uncle Jamie, the producer no. My name Uncle Kasana, the contract in cancel. So I call him about 4 a.m. and I do. Because now I'm saying I go home with you. Because if I call it at 6 o'clock, no, I call for you on now. He came to open the gate. When he came, you know, I was very angry. You know, I told him that I came here because I want us to breach that contract. I don't want to work with him anymore because for 4 years now, I've been hungry. I'm living in a wretched place. Nobody is really taking good care of me, so I want us to breach that contract. That moment, you know, friend, Makoko Kumante by. So when Makoko Kumante came, he asked me what was the problem, and I was like, Daddy, we need my friend Mr. X. So my name is Mr. X. Which man I am? And now I catch him so person renting mommy, or person yes mommy, or person talking mommy. Sunday morning number. And I've waited for 4 years. And the way I'm confused, you know, sometimes me dressing crime, me do come confront them. So confuse me, like, you know, there's no respect in this and I'm an punish. They own cancel some contract. No matter so, or but the way I'm a this way is worse. Like some artists, they come and they say, you have chopped my money, this one, but he's happy. I'm not saying the man has chopped my money. That's all. No, with discussion, and the best thing is that with the breach contract, and also Max, remember, don't worry about it. Very fine. Madam phobia, it's a whole lot of struggles that I went through before I got to that studio point of like recording. What myself was when I left home. Look, when I left home, I didn't have a place to sleep instantly. It was a friend that took me to Labadi. I got a problem in Labadi, left Labadi, and all those problems, these are like problems that I wasn't wrong. You understand me? And in my life, from my parents' home, I have never been wrong till I got into like people, and people were behaving like my parents. So sometimes I see like, hey, my papa had a mistake with her, and I didn't also hear. So dog, all my life, all the problems I've gotten is what God is blessing me with. Because God wants to show me to people, say, unya nipa way, and I'll jano. Anka usu ni mwanka. And then, only no baby. So, fast forward, this man pushed me, the songs were going. But dog, after a year, 2 years, me not hit it. But me nyasika. And I was having this girl and so my no my girlfriend. So when me kasa say okay. And I say me yes kadia or this kakra be na ya dia currency. Until this kakra be buy na me so me di buy na. Me currency wo Blue Lagoon Sakaman. Everybody that knows me in Dansoman and Sakaman knows where I stayed in Sakaman. So there was an eyesore where I lived in Sakaman. Because that was where I was telling people at my cancer interview that I was living with lizards in my room, frog, because it wasn't a proper baby, like Titidaya Yaja tour. So this was a room that sometimes I'll be sleeping and frogs will enter the room, because it wasn't a room that, one time, if you're running a bump, I say, only it's all done, but I'm for be able to until a whole 9 or 2 years. And not that over 3 days and you could see pano cry because me call a fan and panko. So he told me say and pano cry I didn't dance so science. Hey man, I don't know one can change that way. But I didn't feel bad about it. I was there and I kept telling my producer, say, sometimes DJ spare me, say me bosho, me ko bosho no omo miska. In Kofa, like yenny momo in the industry, no. Omo me ye featurings. Me ko omo miska. An example is Makoko Kumate, but on can channel say somebody near man, like me, dogs. The challenges was too much that I spent 3 years to 4 years with this man. And I said, no, let me just go and see him and breach this contract so that I can move on with my life. That time, because I wasn't with my dad, I was connected with my mom more and stuff like that. So, my friend, my mommy, I got your mom, so that's all I'm going to me producer no. My name go kasana your contract being cancelled. So I call her back for him. And I do because now I'm saying me go home with you because if I call either 6 o'clock no need dog. I call for you on he came to open the gate. When he came, I was very angry. I told him that I came here because I want us to breach that contract. I don't want to work with him anymore because for 4 years now, I've been hungry. I'm living in a wretched place. Nobody is like, really. Like a big Santana. Okay. Nobody is, what do you mean, Carol? Nobody is really taking good care of me, so I want us to breach that contract. That moment, I'm afraid, Makoko Kumante by. So when Makoko Kumante came, he asked me what was the problem, and I was like, Daddy, my name, man, a friend, Mr. X. So, my name Mr. X. Which one I am? And now I catch him so person renting mommy, or person yes mommy, or person talking mommy. Saturday morning number, and I've waited for 4 years. And the way I'm confused, sometimes me dressing crowd, me do come confused them. So confused me, like there's no respect in this area. I'm not panic with their own council. Sa contract. And I'm actually, or per the way I'm this way is worse. Like some artists, they come and they say, you have chopped my money, this one, but he's happy. I'm not saying the man has chopped my money. I said, no, with discussion, and the best thing is that, with the young breach contract. And also, Max, remember, don't worry about it. Be very fine, but pay. Because when all the artists, baby, they be almost say, with you, Muscat, and also, me, Pesa. So later, he told me that Makoko Kumante is the one distributing the songs. So later, he told me that Makoko Kumante is the one distributing the songs. So after we breached the contract, now me call Makoko Kumante, now and check it, sales are my, now into Mamiska. So you and I'm actually, Obama will be Nama, I'm a banner officer. So we had everything nicely. But after I was about to leave the house, man, no person me my wife, and the wife no a Japanese woman, no person ni on to me come brofo. And tina asem me akoso, on person me my wife, and the wife no say what is wrong ni kasa or come Japan. No man so explain man. And I told the woman like on to brofo yes so, madam, your husband, bandana from Ghana, I don't have food, eat, money, job, no car, house. And a woman say, woman, a friend of Kwame, my woman friend, I say, Kwame, Me give you $10,000, rent house, buy house, Shatta Wale, why? So one of I'm say, what are you saying? I say, me, Kwame, give money. I say, Mr. X, woman was because woman na or like studio equipment for fear no who's a wakofa brofo abafie nti san niam no so nti woman no sponsor bibiani. So say, Mr. X, that day woman cried. And I told the woman that no, I'm cool now. You know, Menelanya, Kasa Yetu there, Honja Bibiana. So we left the place. And look, after we left that place, that was where I started hearing people telling me that Marco Kukuma the same in Buadia. Say, man, I am bombing no. I was hearing it, but I was Name Chima Kumakaka. So I went to his record label, went to check my sales there. Man, be a Miko share on. No, man, no, make us check it. Sales keke no man no be book no sa momo ba na ya ses ka gumo so a na pese mo be check is o book ni e na do to na so chama wo the book no to say me menti ase we mo office chama say oh e be attack ready sales ni kuma hwede oche me dem for book na dog me ne man kasa by heart because I felt some pain. I was like, why do you have to even talk to me? Because I didn't come here rudely. So I called Mark and I told Mark that man, my co studio, they were label, they were on coffee no yen. And I said, but Shatta, I will say one try. They said, oh, man, try said then. So dog, that thing made me also speak to my cook. I said, man, Obia producing me 4 years. Maybe I no one city that. After 4 years, did your mommy promise something in the panic? I said, why do you have to tell me this? Oh, David, but no one else I express with me. Saturday night, and I say to me, Jai. So that thing made my Kumate started organizing DJs, telling them I don't respect. It took me to a process where DJs call me. After me, they didn't to me a poster because now confused with fans no. And to me copy show so me to me copy say one air show they say DJ say. Many DJ ni ko kasa no me ko kasa ba na me me boys ya boom. Enti e bu no de me boom sa me ye me no boys no ye no de discipline yes say nyama because I felt they were disrespecting me. No, that thing took me to police stations. I don't respect. I'm arrogant. I'm a weed smoker. I do drugs. It took me to a whole lot of process. So now nobody was playing my song on radio again because the thing has circulated. So that was when I told you, say, true side experience now. I had to go and stay with some friends, and I'm going to some Bible. So process no was like I fought for it. I had to fight because I felt me new BR, so I need to just fight and make that change happen. But that's what I'm saying. In the process, I felt Matina, Abia program. You guys, I hope they spoke a lot. But what was the news out there? I feed my cows, I feed my lions with 3 cows a day.
Yeah, that's the news. Trendy or just
Yes.
to turn it. Yeah.
And that is the game they play. And if you don't know them, recently I was watching him at Bola Race interview. Say onto Accra national anthem.
It was a dumb question, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Cheddar doesn't know the system well and how they operate. Because the media is a means for you to teleport your things, like or to you for you to move your message hardly across. That is why recently I posted a video of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo. And that was an old video when he made a tweet to me on my birthday. He said after the tweet, he didn't know he would get thousands of followers following him. That's where he saw the powerful in social media. I have a video there, some of you have never seen. I was watching the video, I was like, if the president even knows that Shatta Wale has this power, that Ocho Shatta Wale was social media, he will have that following on social media, then that should tell you that I am abreast, like I know this place too much. I have this song that I say, I've got focused, the songs are blazing. I have this, so I don't know when I remember saying, like I know this area too much. Doc, what's your apocalypto?
Yeah, apocalypto.
So when they chased the guy from land normally called Mountain Trinity, from the waterfall, when he fell in the waterfall, when he stood there, he told the people on top of the mountain something. He said, this place, that's where my grandfather, that's where my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father has ruled, like, and this is my place. You can't come and do me anything here. I will fight you. Like, I'm saying it to be because the way he said it, he said, you fight them. If they like, may they come right now. They started jumping. Some of them even died in the river. Nobody survived in that jungle. Now, you see this Ghana we are. The city Accra is where I was born from. Bloods have been shed in this city. That made Ghana a beautiful Ghana today. All those bloods that are shed are crying for help. And they need somebody to come and save the country. And it's a city we are talking about. Look, I was born in a city. And you see, because I'm from here, there is no way the spirits and the bloods that have been shed during the independence or whatever slavery times that things happen, that will make anything affect me when I have to take a plan or a decision. People in the country feel they can scare me and stuff like that. But I told them, no, me, maybe I'll bet now office. I told the police people at the barrier every time, Mun country IGP says, I'll bet not quite so. Cause me, I'm fine.